Okay, so this is my first time doing a YouTube video, so it's gonna be longer, I guess, than my normal videos. But I said I'd try and get it done. My storytime celebratory 100, like 105 now follower storytime video out by this weekend, so I guess here goes. The first one, because if this goes well, I have so many stories. So many stories from either my job or just like my life in general, mostly from my jobs. There's just, I just like attract the weird, I guess, which I mean, it works. I could probably write like 3 books by now, or maybe just like one really long autobiography about the weird things that I've seen, but I digress. So, I will say the name of the place that I'm talking about because everyone who I care about who works there no longer works there. So, whatever. And, free publicity, I guess, for the place. Anyway, so this will be installment 1, possibly of more, of undeterminate amount of, I'll call this section the Jade Chronicles because myself and the other coworkers that used to be there always joked about writing all the stuff down that we saw because it was just like the lines you get on your face, the what the fuck lines, those were created at that job. Nowhere else. Well, almost nowhere else, but like 98% at that job. So I'd been there for this particular story. I'd been there about 3 years at this point, and the Jade was awesome. Like, best Chinese food I have ever had, just hands down, period. And the staff were amazing. The old owners slash original owners, like this place has been there for decades. Like they were part of the strip mall when it was a strip mall, and then everybody else moved and they just didn't. So they're in like this weird kind of alleyway sort of thing by the Save on Foods. I digress. Best Chinese food ever, best people to work with, and hands down the best manager I've ever had. He was awesome. So, just a little, preamble for our working dynamic. I was sort of the jack of all trades on our restaurant side because we had the restaurant side and we had the bar side. They were connected by a little hallway. I basically did everything on the restaurant side. We weren't really big, so it didn't matter. So, answering the phones to take either pickups, deliveries, reservations, depending on the day. Hostess for seating. I was the busboy. I was the server. I was the janitor at the end of the night. I cleaned everything up, made sure the female's bathroom was stocked up. Like anything that came up that I had the ability to do, I helped out. I did. So, regular day, and we get this started as a phone call, if I remember correctly. Started as a phone call, and she orders her Chinese food, gets whatever it is she got. Then she goes, and I want extra soy sauce. Okay, sure, whatever. Not a weird request by any means. So I write it down. Because once I write it down and I give it to the kitchen, until the lady shows up or until you show up for me to give you the food, my job is done with that particular order. So I wrote extra soy sauce. Now, to give like extra incentive and extra explanation to the story, there is a definitive difference between like Asian extra soy sauce and white person extra soy sauce. I know this because after working there and having my manager laugh at me for putting honestly egregious amounts of soy sauce on the food, that he's like, we cook with it, you don't need more. And after being there for like 3 or 4 years, I realized you don't need any more. It's good. So I kind of had a feeling there might not have been enough, but I wrote extra, so I was assuming they were going to put extra. So the lady shows up, very nice lady, got a cute little 5-year-old with her, adorable. Oh my god, she was so cute. So I go and I grab the food. For anyone who has ever had Chinese food, you know, like 9 times out of 10, the Chinese food comes in the big paper bags, right? Get folded over. Everything's like perfectly Tetris to fit in it, and it's beautiful. Their stacking ability is just amazing. So I go, and it was just all in one bag. She had only ordered enough for like one big bag, one big bag. So I pick up the bag, walk her to the front, I go to hand it to her. She goes, "Well, where's the soy sauce?" It's in the bag. I don't. Were you expecting like a glass vial of the stuff that we have on the tables? Like it's in the bag, just like everything else. Your extra soy sauce is in the bag. So I tell her that. I'm like, well, everything's in the bag. Don't worry about it. She goes, well, I never. Like, was it different the last time you were here? Like, what? I've never not had everything in the bag. Like, there was never an extra, like, plastic bag or container for the sauces or the sides. It's just conveniently all in the one bag. So she has her little huff fit, whatever, that's fine. She pays, and away she goes. Kid you not, less than 3 minutes later, like not even enough time for her to have gone home. So I'm assuming she checked in the car. But less than 3 minutes later, she comes back in. Now Sam's the 5-year-old. Comes back in and is just furious. Like, I asked for extra soy sauce and I can't believe this. There was only like 5 packets in there, and I'm already thinking that's more than we normally give, so by definition that was extra soy sauce. But she is just so pissed off, like, oh my god, like angry at the world because we didn't give her enough soy sauce. I'm like, okay, like not a problem. I can get you more soy sauce. And she's just angry at everything. So I go back, get a little plastic bag. I gave her like a handful, like a solid, probably like 20 packets of soy sauce, just to make sure that she'd be happy. So I bring back the bag, hold it up to her, and if this woman doesn't literally falcon snatch it from my hand, like I have not put it down, I hadn't even gotten to the point of like fully offering it to her, she just takes it and is just beside herself, and you're like, I can't believe this, and she's muttering to herself all the way out the door. And this is one of my favorite moments of being in the service industry, of either like retail or food or any sort of where you provide a service for customers where the customer is always right. Killing them with kindness is the funniest thing to see. So she's almost at our double doors, like so close, and I'm petty. I know I am, so I can't help myself. I stand up as straight as I can and go, have a nice day, ma'am. Not the right thing to say, apparently. So this woman, I kid you not, she whips back around, looks at me, and is like feral crouch, like she has dropped in her stance, still holding her bag of soy sauce and pointing at me with the same hand that's holding the bag of soy sauce. Like, honestly, I thought she was gonna start foaming at the mouth. Like, she was raging. I've been a patron here for 30 years and I'm never coming back because of you. Like, okay. Bye. Like, what do you say to that? What do you say to this, like, psychotic woman who has lost her mind over, like, I kid you, like five packets of soy sauce? That is why I was so dumbstruck. I just like stood there waving as she left, and bless my manager, because I told him about this, because I'm like, I think I lost us a customer, and I'm sorry, but at the same time, she's kind of loopy, so like, was it really that bad? So I tell him everything start to finish, and he looks at me and goes, 30 years, huh? Have you ever seen her before? Not a day in my life. I have been here 3 years, and I have never seen your name, never seen your address, never seen your face, lady. So where were the 30 years of patronage that you just came up with? But I mean, good on her, true to her word. I never saw her again. So that's my killed them with kindness story, and I love it just to pieces to this day because they want you to be angry. Because if you get angry, now they're justified in being more angry and more an asshole because like, well, you started it and you provoked me and blah. If you're nice to like, and this is going out to all my service industry people, all my customer service people, if you are nothing but nice to them, they will always look like the psychopath, no matter what. Like, even if in your head you're like, I would quit because of you. I would quit right this second and just walk out the door. If you just smile, you like I'm sure that they could tell by the eyes, like, oh, you're a special kind of stupid, aren't you? Oh, okay. That's nice. That's nice. But if you don't react, they get so much more angry, and then there's nothing for them to feedback on. And it's just the funniest thing. It's like, imagine if someone had come around the corner while this woman is screaming at me, and I'm just, okay, have a good day. And she's crouched, ready to like spring at me, shaking her bag of soy sauce, screaming that she's never coming back because of me as I stand there smiling. And I'm picture of pleasantness. She's the crazy one. I mean, even if I had gotten upset, she's still the crazy one. But like, how much more perfect would it have been if it had been recorded? Oh my god. Yeah, so that's my first story time. I don't know if it was good or if it was bad. This is literally my first take. I still don't know anything about editing, and the more I try to do a video, the worse it tends to get. So this is my rambling. It's just a continuous stream of consciousness. I'm really surprised I managed to stay on topic for the one story, because normally I branch off like, oh, there's this other story that totally reminded me exactly of this person, but it was like ages ago. So I mean, if you want more stories, I suppose like, comment, subscribe. I don't know how YouTube works, but I hope you liked it. It's end one of Jade Chronicles / storytime ramblings, I guess. Have a good night. Bye.